Welcome, everybody. I believe you've had a beautiful week so far. We are here once again with the Gamers DMZ. That includes Jazzy Moto,
Hello, hello. How y'all doing?
Mega. Oh,
No, you good.
she went down. You
Hey
good?
guys, how's it going?
No. Mega Elixir.
Hey,
Hey
Mega.
guys, how's it going?
OG Double M.
Hello, hello.
Myself, Sir Rich. And I'll leave it to the one.
And good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending on what part of the world you're on. Thank you for joining us again this Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, or 8 p.m. Eastern Time, or 5 p.m. Pacific. Thank you guys for joining. We got a host of topics to discuss today. And if you're listening new, please like or subscribe. Let's start off with what you're playing this week. We're going to start off with OG. What have you been playing?
Come on, man.
Uh,
Come on. Been away from this for a long
Well,
time,
we
man.
we, we want to know.
Come on. You know what it is. Starfield.
You've been
No
playing
doubt
Starfield.
about it.
Anything else?
Man, it's hard for me to get off that game.
Really?
Yeah, I guess I played a few games of baseball, but that's all it's been. That's all it's been. Highly recommended. Highly recommended.
Nothing else? Just baseball.
Nothing else.
Nothing. Oh wow.
Nothing else.
Oh that's interesting.
Yeah. Took me away from everything.
Everything, huh?
Everything.
Everything.
Couldn't
Thing.
get on no Diablo.
Okay. What about you, Mega?
Well, I played some Starfield. Um, I got back on Splatoon 3. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, I played Dragon Ball: The Breakers, and I played Mega Man X2, and I beat that game.
You beat it?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And your overall, since you beat it, what was your overall thoughts on the game?
I think it's a classic. It's like it's an old game. From Capcom. And yeah, I think. And yeah,
Okay.
it's a classic. It deserves the praise you could say. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Yep.
What about you, Jazz?
Um, Mostly Elden Ring. Played a crap ton of Elden Ring.
Yeah, I did think I saw you playing that this week.
Yep. Making lots of good progress. Finding new stuff. Um, yeah, and I've been playing more on Steam because I got a new laptop. So I played Cockroach Simulator today.
Whatever the heck that is.
Uh-uh.
I'm
Cockroach
getting.
Simulator.
Cockroach.
Uh-uh.
I
Yeah, I
need
play
to.
You
Cockroach.
get step on, you die. The end. Game over.
Did,
Start
Uh-uh.
over.
hey, did it show a can of Raid in there somewhere?
They spray you.
Oh
But
Lord,
yeah,
Cockroach Simulator.
Who
Okay.
yeah.
made that game?
I
Who
don't know.
made
I
it?
think it's an
Who's
indie. I'm
indie
meant to
developer?
look.
Sounds like Andy.
hmm
Uh-uh.
What else? Um, is that really all I played? I did play a little Minecraft yesterday. Um, what else? Oh, and the murder mystery. Who killed Sonic the Hedgehog? And that's it.
Oh yeah, that game
Uh,
is actually real. That they made that for like April Fool's Day.
Yeah, I had it on
Yeah.
my desktop. I was like, hey, let me just play this now on the train. It's like it's not bad.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's it.
Okay. Sir, what you been playing?
Let's see. I was playing Elden Ring. I played some Armored Core. Still stuck on the same boss on that. Trying to get on that. I turned Diablo on for a little bit. Mess around in that for a little bit. Uh, was that it? Oh, and I tried Starfield. I turned that on for like a little bit.
Did you
Played it
get to the
for
first? Got to be facetious here.
yeah.
You
That'd be
still on the
really
No, I
prologue.
funny.
haven't.
No, 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 no. Somebody, one of y'all gonna catch this. So you still on the prologue? Did you get
I
to the
know I
place where the
am.
hold on? Did you get to the place where the lady burned the bodies? Told you to burn the body.
No.
Okay, you didn't take it. Okay, I'm say this.
He don't. He
Okay.
don't get. He don't get that joke. He don't get that joke.
Okay. Okay, I'm it's
Stop
so
it.
okay. I'm
I
gonna get to
only
it.
played it for a couple
No,
hours.
I
It was
know, I
like,
know, I know. No, no, you didn't get it. Okay, let me. I'll tell you after. What else you played, and I get to that because I'll tell
that's
you what
it.
I.
That
Okay.
is it.
Um, I played. Let me see what I played. I played Turnip Boy Avoids Tax Evasion. Played Humans Fall Flat.
Oh yeah, I played that too.
Yeah,
Game.
that's a puzzling game, and it gets kind of frustrating if you play Humans Fall Flat.
That game is easy. It's
No,
just puzzle. It's
frustrating.
some easy
Yeah,
puzzles.
I didn't say the puzzles. I said it's frustrating for
Well,
you.
it's easy because I play games like it probably.
Maybe, yeah, but I don't like the way because of the
The way
what's
it
I
feels
mean,
when you
yeah,
control.
the way and you
Hmm.
grabbing and he
Yeah,
can barely jump and all that
plays
stuff.
like gang
I'm
beats.
Yeah, it
not
seems like
right,
physics
right.
based and
It
like
plays like gang
It
beats,
that's
so it's easy for me because I play
it's a
gang
weak
beats.
it's a weak physics to me game, and it's like that's what I don't like about it. But I'm playing it, and it's not the puzzles. I don't have problem solving puzzles. I think I'm a little
Yeah, the
bit
puzzle's easy. It's
and
just the
right.
controls.
Right, it's the controls, and I think it's meant like that. But my
Hmm.
only issue is that if you develop a game like that, I don't have a problem with it. But you're going to turn people off because if people don't pick it up and understand it, they'll walk away real quick, and they're not. And that to me, which I'm going to talk about later, a lot of these topics is going to be based off turning people off and people getting laid off because the games don't do well. That is going to be a main theme we're going to talk about today. So keep that in mind because mostly everything we're going to discuss is going to have something to do with that. But needless to say, I played Diablo 4. And last but not least, as OG was saying, I played Starfield. I stole two planes and, I mean, spaceships, and that was fun. At one point, I was looking for ships. I'm like, I'm not going to buy these ships. There is no way I'm going to spend my money because I'm cheap. So I'm like, I'm not buying these ships. And I figured out how to steal those planes and I mean those spaceships, and that became fun. So I stole three of them.
What's your character traits?
Uh, security, I mean lock picking, security, science, anything science. I'm always going science.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, science and two other. I know it's science. Anything science related, I'm always going to do that. But anyway, those are the games that I was playing. But let's get back to Starfield real quick, so I can like Serge said, he doesn't see a lot of the traffic that goes on with the shenanigans of only staying in his world or what he looks at on Twitter, which I understand. So anyway, Serge, I don't know if you saw this earlier in the week. Somebody was bashing Starfield, saying how bad it was, a horrible game. You heard about that?
No, because I ignore that because it's just
Well, okay,
mad
okay, okay.
hating people.
Well,
I
what?
don't
No,
just
no,
listen
no,
to
no.
hate.
Right, but it was funny because you know who David Jaffe is, right?
Nope.
You do. He's the one that created God of War. You know
Okay.
him, just
No,
yeah.
not the name.
David Jaffe. Yeah. So, right. So anyway, he was having his little podcast talking to someone, and he was telling the guy, and the guy was like, "I don't like Starfield." And so David Jaffe was trying to be objective. Why didn't you like Starfield? Because X, Y, Z. What did you like about it? Well, in Skyrim they had the dragon, and you immediately fought the dragon. I'm like, in Skyrim, when it opened up, you really didn't fight the dragon because you didn't have any powers to fight the dragon. So don't say you really
You
fought the dragon.
ran
You
from the
observed the
dragon.
Right,
fight.
exactly. He observed
Like, oh,
exactly.
I'm gonna
And
get
you
that
watch
power later
everybody
But
get
on.
burnt
Huh.
alive in front of you.
right, right. But see, that lets you know that was hint number one when he said he fought the dragon. And everyone who played
Lies.
Skyrim would realize. So David Jaffe was entertaining them, just trying to be objective. Well, what didn't you like? He said, well, the story. What do you like about the story? So he was trying to get a guy well, how much did you play of the game? And the guy said, now listen to this. He said, I played 3 to 4 hours. So David Jaffe asked the young man, oh, so what did you think about when Lynn told you to burn the bodies? And he proceeded to say something. Well, I didn't think it was that bad, but and then Jaffe said, apparently you didn't play the game because that's not in the story.
Oh, so you laughing because I'm like, what are you talking about? That
Wow.
didn't even happen.
Right.
Right.
That happened.
That's like, I don't get what you're talking
So,
about.
right, you didn't get it because it's not in there. But if that's my whole point. It wasn't in there. That's why I was like, it's funny to ask somebody that who got further in the game, who played past. We're going to call it a prologue, if you want to call it the opening, and you get through
And not the
before
prologue, the opening. That's a better
yeah,
thing.
opening, yeah,
The opening sequence.
the opening
Opening
right
cinema.
before, right. It was right before you would say you build your character, you create your character. So
Exactly. Before you
right,
get to see what you look like.
right.
Yeah. Perfect.
And that was the funniest thing. I mean, that had every clowned him. And I'm like, who would get
In
on
a very
social
polite
media?
manner at that.
Oh, he did it. He was very
Man,
polite.
it was so funny. He said, "You ain't
I-
played this game."
he said you didn't play the game, and it was
All right.
just so.
Let's
It was
test your
just.
knowledge.
It was
You ain't.
funny because
Exactly.
That ain't
to
happened.
me,
You lying.
to me, and that's where I want to go real quick just to talk about this, and then we'll move on. It's just the fact that all the hate that the game is getting because people don't play it. That game is going to take a lot of people's time, and I
Yeah.
am only at level 16, almost 17, and it says I played one day, but that's since I was Labor Day when I played it right before Labor Day. And I'm still trying to get a hold of things because I can guarantee you Double is on a path that I'm not on.
Oh yeah, I
I
can
think
definitely see that because I see what I was like. Yeah, I can see the they try and distract you 3 times before you get to the
oh
main mission,
right.
and
There are so many distractions. You
people
can
just be
just
like, "Hey, come over here," and a question just pops
Mm-hmm.
in your pocket. You don't even accept it; it just jumps on you. It
It's like,
just
but I
jumps
was
on
and
you.
that
doing this.
It's like, "Hey,
Yes,
okay."
side quests and activities.
yes, side quest
I
activities,
mean,
all that stuff.
they literally keep taking you off the main quest.
Look at
They
this.
try
Look at
to
this.
if you
Yeah,
easily
they tried to
distracted.
hard.
But I will say this, and some people, other people have said many of a time, is that the side quests are so interesting that it takes you on
They
a
do.
totally different tangent.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's
like,
the point.
wow, okay. So I just wanted to discuss that
That's the
real
point of
quick.
them
And
because they supposed to be there for it whenever you feel like doing them, and they
okay,
interesting for after you beat the game, during the game, or whenever you decide to partake in them.
It makes the open world feel interesting in a game design standpoint because it encourages you to explore
encourages
more.
just
Yeah,
encourage to explore. Exactly, you did hit the
yeah.
nail on the head. Now, one thing that is challenging because I like to lockpick, I was searching around for locks just to boost up my skills. And it's on one planet I found a place where I could boost up my skills just to keep constantly picking locks. I like the mechanism they have in place now to pick locks because it's puzzles. It's a
No, it ain't.
puzzle lock. Yes, it is.
It ain't no puzzle.
I'm not even arguing with you. It's
That ain't
puzzle.
that. It's putting blocks in the circles.
But
Oh my goodness.
you definitely have to anticipate to put those blocks your next step in them.
Yeah, you got to see the ones down below too. You got to look
Right.
at
So
all
you
of them.
need
Or
those
else they
digits.
disappear.
You got to look at all of them evenly. You can't just look at what's in front of your face. You got to look beyond.
You have to look 2 steps.
Because you only got
So good. So
so
good.
many pieces that you can use, and once you use them, You
That's
may
a
jack
wrap.
yourself off.
So
Mm.
good. And not only that, but you get a certification
You get a certification for anything
when you
you do.
when you learn a skill. You get certified in it.
You get certified in everything you do.
So cool.
Nah, it's just a grind. Like you want to get these skills, go ahead and grind towards with this certain activity.
So cool.
But it's good for the activities that you just naturally like to do. But the ones that had the bonuses that you want that you're not gonna like to do, that'll be the interesting thing.
Well, anyway, continue, Mike.
You see that?
Hello?
I don't know.
Did we lose Mike?
Did we?
He's muted or dropped or in a situation. Well, all three.
I think we lost Mike.
I think we did. Eesh.
Yeah, could have died. What was the next one? Well, what were we going? Or did he have another point? That's all. What were we going to?
Yeah, well,
I
we got
feel like we should. Like
we got to the one.
Because he was starting to talk about his experiences.
Starfield experience.
hmm Before he was messing around with that joke. And now we're on to what was the next
Can you
topic?
hear me?
Yep.
Oh, there
Can
you
you hear me?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
now
Um,
there
I
you
was just
yeah,
hearing you.
this wireless, this Bluetooth is getting on my freaking nerves. But
go.
okay, so what I was saying, everyone, these technical difficulties are interesting to say the least. But I was talking about you guys playing Starfield, and I wanted to segue into. Wait, no, what happened was I was asking OG how many planes did ships did you steal yet? How many you have in your possession?
I just have 3.
Oh,
It's
did you
so
buy?
weird. I have 3, right? And I done
Uh-huh.
played about 68 hours. Darius has 8. He has 8 ships and only played about maybe 30. So
Dang,
everybody experience is different.
right.
Everybody.
Yes, and he's a thief.
Yeah.
He's a thief, but I ain't mad at him.
He said, I want
Okay.
an armada.
Yeah, that's exactly what he wants is an armada. All right. Um, so let's get on to some of these different topics. We talked about Starfield, but I wanted to talk about real quick before. wh- What did you guys think of Nintendo Direct? And since our resident expert, we'll let him go first and give us his overall thought.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
In what respect? What games did you like? What you thought looked promising? What did you think they could have just kept?
They could have just kept what? You
What
cut off.
What's your
your
opinion of the Nintendo Direct? Like, what games do you don't think should have been in there? What games do you absolutely enjoy and glad they are doing? Just give your basic opinion. Oh, Mike, what was your way of saying?
Yeah, what did you like and what they could have kept? Meaning, okay, they could have just kept this. They didn't need to show it. So,
Uh,
for instance, um, what was one of those games that they showed? F-Zero 99. What did you think of that? Mario Kart 8. Wasn't that there?
yeah,
Late
yeah, it was
Deluxe.
DLC.
What did you think of them?
For the Mario Kart DLC one, like it was just an update, like nothing too like surprising or spectacular. F-Zero 99 was a surprise though because like we haven't had like an F-Zero game in like over a decade, and now they're making like a classic return to the first game, but in a battle royale type of way. Another another like thing I like about that is that it's free for like Switch Online members. But the things that interest
No, we
me
don't have.
the most were the Mario games. Now I'm not sure if I ever like expressed this in the podcast, but I'm a big Mario fan.
That was
Yeah,
so
you
cool.
said that.
We know.
Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah. There was another interesting thing. This was like outside the games, but they announced that they're going to have like a museum based off the company's history, like ever since its foundation in like the late 1800s. Because
Well,
Nintendo's a pretty old company.
but you know they weren't video games then, right?
Yeah, they mostly show video games. Yeah.
Okay. As long as you kept that in perspective, that in the 1800s they didn't have video games.
Yeah, they didn't. They were doing like different stuff like back then. Like,
Oh, I
Cards. They
know.
were card traders.
yeah.
Okay. What else?
Um, uh, there was some. They showed some interesting for third party stuff. Like there's going to be like a Tomb Raider HD collection of like
That's
the
coming to all the systems, right? That's
yeah
coming to all the systems.
yeah like yeah, it's a third party. Yeah, it's coming to all. It's
Yeah.
multi-platform.
Yeah. Multi-plat. So what else did you see?
Another other stuff that I saw was hmm oh yeah, this is another like they showed Prince of Persia, which was already shown at the Ubisoft
Right.
forward, but they showed more like gameplay of it.
Okay. Anything else interest you?
Let's see.
There was a game
They
on
show
there.
more like
Oh, go ahead. Let's
well,
just looking for
actually
mine.
you go first.
Yeah,
What are you about to say?
I thought this Dave the Diver looked pretty interesting. Like this guy, he dies for.
That was so cool.
Pull the trailer.
Oh
But he
yeah,
dies
that.
for fish. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh yeah,
said
that was
that.
an indie game. They showed some like indie stuff as well.
So hold on, Jazz. Are you saying that I'm trying to get you to put this in perspective. Is that a game that you would buy because it's on the Switch, or would that fit anywhere?
I would play it on a Switch or on like a laptop.
Okay, so it's not like a console game because to me,
No,
the
I'm
game you
looking at
just
it now.
okay.
I have the trailer playing. Like it's nah. It's like a fun. Maybe even. I would have to see before I say mobile. Dare I say mobile? But it just looks like a fun
Well, I'm
game.
not. Well, I'm gonna agree with you. It's not dare you said it is probably will be mobile, and that's what it looked like. It'll do great there.
But yeah, those were like the main things that interest me that popped up in my head. They showed a lot of stuff as well. Like I mean, the direct is 42 minutes.
Okay.
So like a lot of stuff to remember. But
Guys,
yeah,
I think I see a
that's
tunnel.
me.
Of those of you, I didn't want you to tell me everything. I just want to give me your top three. What about you, OG?
Yeah.
The games that stuck out to me was Mario versus Donkey Kong. It felt like a throwback to the 80s. And
But wasn't hold on. Mario versus Donkey Kong. Was that a Game Boy game? Because I thought I heard it.
yeah.
It's originally a Game Boy Advance game. Yeah,
Game
it's like
Boy
a
Advance.
remake.
Okay.
Yeah.
They say keep that word in mind. Say it again. Remake. Okay, go to the next one, OG.
Okay. I just want to say I like that one.
Okay.
Horizon Chase 2 is like an arcade racing game.
Mm-hmm.
That looked good. Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3, the originals remastered.
That's coming to all of them, multiplat.
Yeah, I would definitely put that on my Switch though. I will play
Okay.
that.
What else?
The Contra.
Oh yeah,
Remake.
they show Contra.
Contra looked good, but remake. Okay.
Yeah.
Contra looked
I
good.
see that.
I liked the F-Zero 99. That's free.
Isn't that a remake? Isn't that a remake?
Well, not really.
No, I don't know
Okay,
if it was a
it
remake.
It's
has
just like
F-Zero, so it's the DNA of the game.
Yeah, but
Okay,
99 players online. That's kind of cool. Um, the Mario Kart looked good, and
that was a
Luigi's
remake.
Mansion.
That was a remake,
No,
was
this is
The
DLC.
Mario Kart one is
DLC?
DLC of existing
Okay,
game. Yeah,
okay.
Okay, you said the Mario Kart was DLC.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was DLC they just showed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then Luigi Mansions too. That looks fun.
Is that a remake or is that brand new?
That was a HD.
Oh,
It's a
Yeah,
it's
of
a
a Nintendo like 3DS
it's a
game.
it's a remake.
Yeah.
it's a remake too. Okay.
It's a remake.
Uh, Serge, what about you?
I want my remakes. Give me my redone Nintendo games. I want the Mario RPG because I ain't seen that since Super Nintendo and didn't do. I want that RPG. The Mario versus Donkey Kong because I always liked Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. Playing those kind of
Okay.
games with ropes and stuff. So that's a classic that
Yeah, I like Donkey
needed to
Kong
get
Jr.
redone with that new skin on it. Then I ain't really seen nothing else that was like I would get because, like you say, I would rather like Tomb Raider. I would want that on my Xbox or a PlayStation. But yeah, that's
Okay. So let me be the Oh, this fool.
yeah.
Uh,
Be yourself.
I'm gonna be
Be yourself. The Nintendo hater.
No, don't tell him to be
no, and
yourself. He's
I'm
not
gonna be
the
the
rain on the parade.
He
I'm
was already
stopping
gonna do
rain.
it. I ain't gotta
I'm,
tell him to do nothing. He a grown man. He gonna do
I
it
mean, it's
anyway.
not
Sneaky.
shocking. I mean, it's
No,
not
no, no,
shocking
no.
you don't have any interest. I
I
mean,
want him
no,
to
I'm not.
speak
It's
on the
not
game.
Sneaky.
okay.
Let
No,
him speak though. Let him
can
speak
I
though.
please get a comment in? What I was trying to say. I started off by saying remake, and it scares me that all of you, oh, remake, remake, remake,
I ain't say that.
and everybody's going remake, remake, remake because to me, it's showing you it's a cheaper way out. Nobody wants to go make something new. So they're going to say, okay, we're going to rescan it, make it look good, put a new paint on it, and just say, okay, spend $10 and sell it to you for 50. And that's where I see a lot of this is going. Contra, what you call it, Contra remake, Mario remake. And you can say, well, it was on this. No, they're just being safe. No one's going to put the development cost in. And I want you guys to think about that from an analytical perspective when you had uh, EA close a studio or said a game's going to go Avium. What is that game called? Avium. They didn't
Yes,
sell.
you know.
They did. Final Fantasy 16 didn't do well. And is it the development cost is too high on these new blockbuster games where they are now saying, you know what? Let's play it safe. Let's just keep doing remakes because the fans keep wanting remakes.
Well,
And you,
I say
I just
that's par for Nintendo's course because Nintendo always go through a series like this. They go through a time where they remake because why would they have the
I say
emulators
the
on and go after
way
the emulators?
I say
But
the way
they
I see it is that
I'm still
they
gonna but
just
my question
I
was,
have a
do
comment
you
too. I'm
think
gonna sneak in
that
there.
is
the
it
what?
No, I said I had a
you say
comment I
what?
wanted to sneak in.
Go
Is it
ahead, go ahead.
available? No, I was just gonna say it's very similar because I've been saying the same thing for years with like the childhood cartoons we grew up with. They re-release
Mm-hmm.
them, give it a new skin, and sometimes they mess it up, and it's like, what the heck is
There you go.
this?
They
Same
doing
thing
that
with
in general,
movies.
really.
With movies in general, like it's just
It's everything's
it's
like it, and
everything.
that's what my point is, not to complain, but I'm like, are they playing safe?
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole point I was asking you guys is like, hey, what is it called? Mortals of Avium. They laid off people because the game didn't do as well, but that was their fault because they put that game out between Baldur's Gate and Starfield,
Yes.
and
You
that
know
Yeah,
what?
was
it got
Yes.
washed out.
right.
Titanfall.
Yes.
It got
They
Titanfall.
Titanfall. We're going for better or worse. We're going to call they got Titanfall. Great way of saying it, Surge. Titanfall. That's a great way of saying it. Can't take it away because, but when you spend 100 million, 50 million, $80 million on a game, and you expect X amount of return on said game, and it doesn't perform as such, then you're going to turn around and you're going to say, well, time to lay people off. So then everybody else in the development industry turn around and say, well, they didn't do well. They're not going to do well. They're not going to do well. What we're going to do? Well, we know one thing. We already got the budget to make a game and remake it. That'll be easy for us. So let's go that route.
Yeah. And
And do
Nintendo
you
got plenty they could do
wait?
that with.
Well, Nintendo has plenty. I think Final Fantasy remake isn't that coming out? Final Fantasy VII remake coming out?
Hmm.
That's
That was
next
on the
year,
state of play.
right? We're going to get to theirs next, but that seems to be the overall theme is that let's play it safe. And when you have blockbuster games like Starfield, which I think makes Game Pass even better, but I paid the $30 extra to play it early and the extra DLC. But my point is, when you have these $1 million games, $1 billion, almost $1 billion game, or $100 million games coming out, and they don't hit that mark of selling to the expectation of the publisher, then you got issues. And I just think in the long term, the only ones that's going to succeed to an extent are the small independent developers that can make niche games that people say, oh, breakout hits, or big publishing houses that's only going to put out,
You mean the breath of fresh air?
yeah, or people can say what they want, but, and they can hate on Starfield all they want, but Starfield can last 10 years or more just based on what the game's about. Because you can always add on to it because it's exploration, as they've
Well,
been doing.
that's the whole mystique of it, especially since it's a best of game, because people are infamous for modding. So there's gonna be all types of different worlds. Like I was
Mhm.
joking, I was like, somebody gonna have a Star Wars pack, somebody gonna have a
Somebody
Star
already,
Trek pack. Like
See the
somebody
somebody,
modding.
already,
See the
somebody like
modding
they
going crazy on that
Tatooine, purchase
game.
Tatooine, add it to your game.
Yep, it's just gonna go on and on. It's just,
but that's a safe bet, and they don't have to have
A gimmick.
uh, no, what do we call that? What do you call that? Microtransactions, because they can do the DLC packs like they do already for Elder Scrolls. And they can have this DLC pack, this DLC pack. And they can have a DLC pack where we just did the Milky Way. We're going to give you the Andromeda Galaxy in Starfield.
You want to play Farscape? Here you go.
So
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
so that's just a way of looking at it that I thought that when you guys were speaking about the Nintendo Direct, I didn't want to segue back to Starfield, but I did see a theme earlier in reference to all these remakes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I do appreciate Microsoft backwards compatibility. Now
Yeah,
they're going to close all the stores because, hey, albeit, what's the game? EA just put this um, Dead Space. Well, I do like the new one, but
but I can still play the
I'll
old
play
one.
the old. It doesn't make a difference. I mean, it looks better, and it's a new. The controls probably be a little bit more fluid, so to speak.
Hmm.
But if I just want to get the gist of the game and get the story and have fun, Dead Space it is, the original.
Yeah, but I
Mm-hmm.
want to play with the crispy
I'm
graphics.
like that.
It's a
I'm like
scary
that
game.
sometimes too. Whenever like a remake of a game comes out on like an older game, I'm like, interesting. I wonder what the original's like. I always look at the
Mm-hmm.
original first.
Right. So that was just something I wanted to get you guys to think about when you guys were looking at Nintendo and saying, "Oh, they got this, they
That
got
is
this."
an
I like,
interesting take, though.
I
yeah,
was
because
just looking at it. I really
Yeah.
didn't, because Nintendo wasn't really looking at it at all. But
so everyone just saying I'm the Nintendo hater, which I'm really not. I just
No, you just don't have an interest. That's all.
no, that's it. I don't
Right.
have an interest. Nintendo does,
Mega, don't
hate it.
forget to
but
play
Don't
Yakuza from the
save him,
beginning.
Mega. Don't save him.
He don't want to be saved.
no, I don't want to be safe.
Don't save him. He
So
don't want to be.
let's move on to what you guys thought about the PlayStation. Now, I've been seeing people just go crazy saying it was horrible. And in my opinion, if you take away Final Fantasy and Spider Man, it was nothing.
Hmm.
So
Spider-Man
let's
was
start.
looking interesting though.
But okay, let me be, let me ask this question from an
It
objective
just
point of
felt like
view.
GTA for me.
Right, but what did Spider Man offer that's new where all these developers were going, I mean, all these so-called journalists were going off on Starfield saying, "Oh, doesn't offer anything new."
Right.
What does
Literally
Spider-Man offer?
switching characters.
Would you rather switch a character? Would you able to build your character to look like you?
Well, it's not that. It's about the
But no,
everything.
no. What
About
I'm saying
everything.
is they were saying so critical, saying how one company was doing one thing and that they didn't do anything different, and this is why they scored the game low. It offers nothing new. I wonder if they're going to keep that same energy or that same prejudice thought process when they review other games.
Oh, you know good and well the answer
Okay,
to that.
all
They
right.
gonna be like, oh,
So,
the wingsuit. Yeah. Switching
so,
characters. Yeah.
so they
And it's
said they
such
had
a new
over
game.
100 different Spider-Man suits. Are they free or are they for sale?
Usually they in the game, but you know they probably gonna monetize
I
it.
think
Oh,
Just
they
there's
go.
extra ones for the digital deluxe
yeah,
edition.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Probably gonna
so
have some additions in the future, but they haven't done that to the other Spider-Man. But you know, things can possibly change.
Jazz, what did you think about it? Did you have an opportunity to watch it?
I saw a bit of it. Final Fantasy did make me break down and say, "All right, I want a PS5." So that's the one that got
Literally.
me.
Why? It's only there for 3 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's only there for 3 months.
What you
So it
talking about?
ain't
It's only
even
there for
like,
3 months.
okay, here's a new
Meaning
game.
it's exclusive to the PS5 for 3 months.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Oh, they took
got
that long
you.
with this?
That's Thank you.
That's how long they
Thank
took
you.
with making this second part come out. That they lost the
Milked?
exclusivity. Wow.
Based on
Anyway.
past history, do you think you want them to make it exclusive like they did Final Fantasy 16?
No, I
No,
wouldn't
I'm
want them
just
to. I just
saying
kind of
that
expected it.
that they would make more sales if they had the second part out before they lost the
Okay, who
exclusivity. That's all I'm saying.
who wants to make a let me say this. I can guarantee you. I'm a say it right here. Final Fantasy 7 is not going to sell more than 3 million. It's not. If God of War hits 5 million in the first week, then drops off the face of the earth, one of the most popular titles for PlayStation. And Horizon Forbidden West didn't do well. To the point of thinking that the younger generation are not into that Final Fantasy type of game. All are people that are
Who's
over
us?
25, over 25 to 30 are probably into those type of Final Fantasy. I don't think Final
I
Fantasy
can
resonates with the younger crowd anymore.
Yeah,
And
I could confirm a lot of people my age, they're more in terms of RPGs, they're more into like Persona.
right. And I don't think
Mm-hmm.
that game's going to do as well as people think. Everyone's thinking because you're looking at more nostalgic people who want to play
Yep.
that type of game. But
That's
if
that's
it
us and these millennials. We want to
Mm-hmm.
play those games.
Like I swear, I'm like the only like young person that's interested in the series, at least like compared to like my own friends, my close
Mm-hmm.
friends.
You're the one
Yeah.
keeping hope alive for Final Fantasy.
overall, what uh since Mega, what
But
stood out to you
hold up,
in
the other
reference to
I
the?
wasn't done.
Yeah, go
One
ahead.
other.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. The other game that excited me, of course, Resident Evil. I'm not gonna consider a PS5 just so I can play VR, but that it does look pretty cool.
No,
Okay.
that's incorrect. You got to still buy the VR too. That costs just as
No,
much as
no,
the
no. I'm
PS5.
saying I'm not doing that to experience it. I think it's
I'm
cool.
just saying you got to say it correctly because
Them
it's
words ain't coming
two
out of my mouth.
devices you have to purchase. Not one,
Not I,
but
said the blind
two
man.
devices.
But it's cool. And then they're the separate ways, like after you beat the game, the side game, they're redoing that. So that's pretty cool. But I know everyone's gonna get access to that. But I think that's about it. Looking through. And baby steps. Is that one gonna be exclusive?
They can keep that.
I think that's on PC already.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
Baby steps.
Shoot, let me check
Is
Steam
it?
right now. If so, then yeah, I'm good.
What? What makes someone want that game? Help me out.
Cause it's fun. The same reason we play Gang Beast.
It's the
Silliness.
same reason why you
Oh, same thing.
played
I was about to
that
say,
human
based
game you
off
was
of,
playing earlier. It's
Okay.
What's
difficult
that other
because
one?
well,
of
I'll
it
say
makes
this. It
control.
looks like based off of the difficulty, it seems like you're controlling like the appendages of that man.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the controls are
Yeah.
goofy. Kind of like, have you ever played Gang Beast before?
Hmm.
Yeah, and how you just
Or
flail
human fall
around.
flat.
Yeah, human fall flat. The
Yeah.
same type. You just flail around. You're like, oh, you gotta get your
He was
bearings.
he just tried. He was just complaining about human fall flat earlier.
Let me see. Yep, it's on Steam. Shoot.
Like I said, I think that was on Steam. I think I saw somebody playing
How
that
much
like
is this?
months ago.
Oh wait, no. Planned release date 2024. Oh wait, shoot.
So they might have been playing a beta or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen somebody playing this.
Yeah.
Okay. Double.
The things. I mean, it was. It sucked. But I thought Helldivers. It looks like a free to play. I don't know
I
if it
actually
is.
wouldn't mind trying Helldivers too.
Yeah, it looks like a free to play, and it looks interesting. It reminds me of Outriders, sorta, kind of. Um, Baby Steps looked it silly, but it's something I would try to play on the whim.
If it was free, yeah. Okay, next.
If it was free.
He
Free,
said,
yeah,
okay,
because I
next.
If it was in
okay.
Game Pass, but it's not.
Eh, Hey,
Of course, Spider-Man 2, that's a no-brainer. But like you said, it looks like Miles Morales to me. It's no different. It looks repetitive, of course, but
Yeah.
it's Spider-Man.
But they got that GTA feature where you can switch characters at any time, and you got a wingsuit.
Yeah, you got that. And Tales of Arise DLC looked kind of good to me.
Yeah, I
That's
looked
okay.
at that as well, even though I haven't started on that game yet.
yeah. I have it on
All right.
PC, so I will be interested in getting the DLC for the PC, I guess.
What about you, Serge?
Only thing that seemed interesting was Final Fantasy. Everything else seemed like I'll play it, I guess, but I didn't really see anything that like really jumped out at me.
Okay.
Avatar looked cool, but that's coming out for everything, ain't it?
That's on everything.
Yeah. Like I was like, okay, Avatar does look good though. I'll be getting that on Xbox.
I was looking at some of the guys at Iron Lords, and I think King said, "Hey, that's nothing but a Horizon Forbidden West," and I bust
That's
out
exactly
laughing.
what it looked like, actually.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, and I
What, you
have to give
talking
him
about the
credit.
Avatar game?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
that's what he said. I have to give him credit for that because he said it looked like Avatar. And I mean, Horizon Forbidden West. And when he said that, I'm like, dang, he has some validity to that.
Yeah, but it looks good, but it looks like they did use that engine. It really does. It just looks like they got the weaponry from the movie instead of using Horizon weaponry.
All right, so let me think. What I think, it was okay. And as far as Final Fantasy, is that turn based?
I believe so.
Seven Rebirth isn't.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
Oh,
Okay,
it
it's
isn't?
not.
Okay.
Interesting.
because if it was turn
Yeah,
based, you can forget it. I wouldn't touch
So
it.
what does it play
yeah,
like then?
yeah. It moves the way we like it.
Okay.
Okay.
It moves the
Okay.
way we like
So
it.
you'll be able to play it in
It's
3
like
months,
with
right?
RPG elements.
Yeah, if it's yeah, I'll play that.
You'll be
Yeah,
able to play in 3 months.
just like Tales of
Or
Arise.
yeah.
Hopefully they'll give like a recap because that's part two. But I already
Well,
played
they
part one.
expect you to
I've
get
been
part
play
one as
part
well.
one. I'm just saying
Previously,
that towards
Final
people
Fantasy
that's
VII.
new.
Oh, they usually do have a recap on games like that. Like they'll have a little synopsis, quick
Yeah,
note.
but yeah, I played part one though, so I'm good
Nah,
with the
yeah, I wanted
story.
to play part one, but I was waiting for the second one to be announced because it was some game was waiting on them to remaster, and they only did half of it, and then they didn't make any more of it.
Then
I
you say
didn't
you
want
was
to
waiting for
finish
like
it.
the PS5 version of Final Fantasy VII Remake, the first one, part one.
I just don't. I just know I was gonna get a
That's what
PS5
I
because
said.
yeah, that's what
Ah,
she said. I just said I'm getting a PS5 probably this Black Friday because I got to get my fighters on the correct system.
Okay. Somebody else just said, "Baby." I mean, baby steps cracked them up. Maybe I didn't see it. Maybe people saw something I didn't see.
No, they saw you just don't
Who
like being
said?
annoyed in your control systems, so you don't feel that it's fun. So it does not please you.
No, it doesn't.
It's
You like
silly.
you like to see you like to do super magical flipping and magical spells and doing all
You got that
crazy
Super
right.
stuff like
magical
that.
flipping and magical spells.
Yeah,
All that.
when you be putting all the combos together and make it
Look,
look all crazy.
I'll put baby
That's what
steps back up.
because he said that
main
when I was
character, the
playing
main.
Diablo, and I was playing Diablo, and I was like, yeah, after you get like past like level 70, yeah. It starts you start feeling right. Why does it take so long? Why does it take so long?
Okay. What did you guys? Let's see. So everyone thought, like I said, those games were okay. I have a PS5. Haven't turned it on, but probably once this month. That. What do y'all think about this huge controversy in game development?
Mm-mm.
Unity is going to start charging smaller developers per download, which it may hurt indie developers in Game Pass or any
Mhm.
uh, service like Game Pass, like PlayStation Plus.
And this is on the
Uh,
lines of what you was talking about. They's gonna have to do something about the data. But I don't think that's what you meant.
mm-mm. Well, Unity Engine, which a lot of games are developed by Unity, and small developers, I didn't think had to pay that much of a fee. Now, Unity is saying, well, if you make over X amount of dollars, even if you own Game Pass and they download it, they get a penny or a quarter or something they get per download.
per install is 20 cents.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Hearthstone is on Unity.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I just looked it up. I looked up games on Unity. Looks like Among Us is one of them.
Yeah, I knew Among Us.
Standard monthly rate.
I
Oh,
can't
that's a
wait for
monthly
that.
rate?
Yeah.
Wait, it's
No, I thought it
monthly?
was a one time.
Yeah, I thought it was one time
No.
too.
I thought it was a
Wow.
fee,
Oh no
but
no
no,
no
it's
no.
monthly.
A lot of developers said they just gonna delete their game when it comes to the, January 1st when it initiates. And it
Uh,
looked like it might be retroactively too at one
No,
point.
I don't think they said it was retroactive.
Okay.
I think that's a
'Cause that'd
crappy
be
move.
insane.
But guess who is the president of the Unity?
Hmm.
ooh.
Do 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 do
Oh, dang.
do. The
Alex
ex
Trebek.
head of EA, the one who
Oh
introduced.
Oh, that's
no, that is a
crazy.
What's
no.
his
So this what
name?
he wanted to do with
J-
EA.
yeah,
That checks
John.
out, doesn't it?
Yeah, John Riccicello, or whatever his name. Riccicello is his name, and he's the president, CEO.
Wow.
Mm, mm, mm.
So he finna bleed them. Wow.
And he's about to lose a lot of developers.
Yeah, because nobody can afford that. I'll let everybody. Well, some can, but who wants to pay that? Like, truthfully, that's like a big chunk of your money just gone. And they said per download per device. So, like, if you own a game and you get it on PC on Steam and then get it on your Steam device, that's 2 downloads.
Yeah, that's 2 downloads.
One
Per install.
license, multiple downloads.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. depending on which one you use, Unity Enterprise or Unity Pro.
Yeah, so like if you
No,
own the game, like if you own the game on your PC, you download your PC, and then you download it on your device, your portable device. That's 2 downloads, and they would get charged twice. You wouldn't
that's
get charged twice, but the developer would.
that's not right
I don't.
because that'd be stupid because myself, I have 2 or 3 uh downloads of a
Exactly.
game. Like I have Starfield. Say for instance, Starfield was built on Unity. I have it on my ROG Ally. I have it on
Mm-hmm.
my both of my Xbox
Mm-hmm.
Series X. I have it on my PC,
Yep.
and I tried to play it from the cloud.
Yep. And they
So
would
they
get
get
That's
dinged for each and every one of
crazy.
those.
That's
One of those
crazy.
downloads on a different device.
Oh
But
no.
you could download as much as you want on that particular device. Like you could delete it and then download again. It won't matter. But if you got multiple devices, like you said, with that perfect example, all those would have been charged.
Each. That's ridiculous.
For the same game sale of not making no money but still getting charged for it.
because then you think
Unity
about how many.
kind of
Then you,
So
I think that's very wrong because a lot of people download games and never get to it.
yep.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that. And I'm
Yeah.
mad we're still getting charged full price for digital games. That's just a sidebar pet peeve of mine. 'Cause we ain't paying for
Well,
packaging and all that.
it's inflation.
I get all that, but the same exact price?
No
It's
disc,
And I
no
don't have
plastic
anything to put on
case.
my shelf.
Yeah, that costs more.
Yeah.
And now you charging per download of a game that I already purchased.
No, I don't think if you purchase the game, it's not. But if they
It does.
download it, no, I think they corrected that today. They had if you
Mm,
own if and you buy it, it doesn't affect you. But they were
okay.
really trying
Nope.
to say, like the one guy said, if it was going to streaming, that's where it really hurts people who do the Game Pass like effects. Because, like I said, if you it was on Game Pass, all of a sudden 20 million people download the game. Doesn't mean 20 million people play that game at that time.
Yeah.
And
But
they
you're
may
still
not,
getting hit, and if that's at the front of your release too. Oh,
and you getting dinged. And what if they already got some money up front from Microsoft for the development? If Microsoft kind of help subsidize with the development and pay them X amount of dollars. So that's a nasty situation. But I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts and see how did that jive with you guys.
that did not jive. That does not sound like a good. Yeah, what's that
Oh,
say? And they got thresholds too. So 1 to 100,000 is 15 cents per install,
Yeah,
and for
that's
the
what I was
different
talking about.
monthly charges for the different monthly packages that you possibly could be in,
Exactly. That's what I was
based on
talking
how
about.
much you get charged. That's crazy.
That's
Mm.
nuts.
It wouldn't be me. That's all I can tell you.
They
Wouldn't
say
be
they
me.
they they and they said demos too.
I think they it went. I think they changed that on the demo because it's ridiculous to
Because
charge
it's like, how
somebody.
y'all gonna go get
It's
people to
not
play my
right.
game? You charge me for not that? No.
But see, you have to charge a demo. Demo is zero, so you can charge me 0%, and you still getting zero.
Hmm.
That's crazy. And it's not gonna last. I think they're gonna have to.
They gonna lose all their developers and go belly up.
Well, how does Epic do it with Unreal? They I don't know if it's 1,000. If you sell 1,000, that's when they start charging you. If you move 1,000 units or something like that. But yeah,
Maybe.
they literally nickel and diming you right here.
Before
So
you even get paid, because how many copies do you have to sell before you actually making money after all the time and money you spent making the game?
yeah.
Like, because it's not free to make a game, but just because you got the game out doesn't mean you're making money at a certain, what number of sales would that be? And what does that clash with this monetary value you putting on downloads?
That's a good point.
It's crazy. That's my opinion. It's crazy that they even trying to push this out. That's crazy.
Yeah, Epic Games charges developers 12% transaction fee and a $19 monthly subscription fee that later is waived for those who earn less than $2,000 per month through the Unreal Engine marketplace.
12%.
Yeah,
Mm,
12% transaction fee.
mm. I was hearing something. How much Steam charge?
Well, I mean, that's to use the Unreal Engine.
Yeah, but I'm curious how much Steam charge the people that had their games on there and what percentage they getting over there.
Mm.
I think Steam get 20% or 30%.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, all
Ah,
of them.
Mm.
they
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 making
trying to
money out
break a
here.
brother off too.
Deep
they
in them
they taking
pockets.
all the money from the games. And I was like, yeah.
Good
They
lord.
trying to break a brother off.
They get 20%.
I want to use my stuff 30% in the dough. Figure out what to do with that
Yeah.
70.
It's really weird, really, because like I think I think Unity is like the easiest engine for like indie developers and like people that want to start like developing games.
But the
Mm.
point of, I think Unity doesn't support um, ray tracing and a lot of the new technologies in games that Unreal does.
Yeah, that's the
Right.
thing. They're making something
True.
accessible, inaccessible for like smaller devs.
That point exactly. Yeah.
We'll see
Mm.
how that turns out. Where are you guys gonna go with it? What are you guys thinking about? Uh, you think Sony trying to make money with the quickness with Horizon Forbidden West on PC?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Look,
Because it's coming out soon.
They trying to
yep,
make all the
coming to
money, man.
PC.
Just like everybody else. Why would you
They
put it on
better.
PC? I don't
They
know why
better
that's
put
such
it
a
on
big thing now.
PC.
I don't know why that's such a big thing. It used to be like
Mm-mm.
common to put games on PC after that. Sometimes before console, they make console version. I don't know when PC came so taboo.
Misty Racy.
Yes.
They know the hard numbers when it comes to these first party games. Sony just want to be slow to it, but they
Yeah,
know
they
the hard.
trying. Yeah, they trying to get everybody to buy the PS5. Then want you to double dip and say, "Hey, well,
Mhm.
get it on PC." Now I got to pay money to get on PC. Well, I appreciate the way Microsoft does it. Is hey, if you got it one and you authenticate, and we got it on PC, you can play it on the Xbox.
Hmm. Or if you got Game Pass, just go ahead download it on
Exactly.
their
Yeah,
PC.
right.
Go ahead, just use their PC. You don't even need our console. We just enjoy you playing it. Go ahead. Thank you for helping us be better.
Mm-hmm.
They know,
They should.
man. They know. I
It's
don't
so
think the
simple.
PS5 gonna hit 100 million. I really don't.
Well, we'll
I think
see.
it's gonna slow down.
Maybe.
I do too. I don't think it's going to keep that momentum. I think one, they
Well,
don't
it's not
have
enough
any.
people to keep the momentum.
The
I
first
don't
few
know.
years so far, they've been yeah. At least looking at it in like a first party game standpoint.
Well, they
But
don't have any
Gonna slow
games
down.
coming out, but I
Hmm.
think they're going to be severely impacted because a lot of people don't factor in. A lot of people buy PlayStation, and I'm still doubting this, but I'm still the lone person sitting on this island by myself. But a lot of people, it's two things that may hurt them next year or the year after. When, if and when Microsoft buys Call of Duty, and they own Call of Duty. The marketing rights for that is not going to be with Sony. A lot of people think Sony owns Call of Duty. A lot of people bought those consoles because they thought about Call of Duty and the marketing campaigns that went with it.
Mm-mm.
Then you got FIFA. FIFA is not associated with EA anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So EA has their own soccer, or what they call football, uh, game. That being
Well,
said, is that going to resonate like a FIFA? Even though it's going to have the same with the microtransactions and this, that, and the other. Those were system sellers.
It's
these people
changing.
Oh,
painting themselves
Landscape
in
is
the corner.
changing.
They're
Will
painting themselves in the corner.
they're going to, and they did well with the Spider-Man. They're going to do well with that when it launches.
Yeah.
If and when Wolverine comes out, they're going to do well.
Oh,
But
that's please let Wolverine be a good game. I'm rooting for
yeah,
that.
uh,
Please let that
but
be. We need a good
but
Wolverine game.
but here's my point: if Microsoft can keep up the momentum with Starfield and keep releasing bangers and do next winter have a Xbox wrap for Call of Duty, the new, if the, and I'm saying if because I still think CMA next week is going to try and block it. I'm saying next week or the week after, we're going to see CMA try to block it. That's what I'm gonna guess. And I'm gonna be the only one in the whole world saying this, but I'm gonna keep my original thought. But if that doesn't happen, then that's going to put something on them than all the other games, because just this week, I think it was announced that Starfield and Xbox sold well in the UK and everywhere else. So with competition, and don't forget that Switch that may be coming out, the new Switch 2.
The
Mm-hmm.
So all,
successor. Yeah.
yeah, the new Switch 2 or whatever they're going to call it, all that is fighting and looking for your dollar. And a lot of people are not as fortunate to be able to have two or three consoles and XYZ,
They gotta pick
like
one.
some people. And they don't have the opportunity. They have to pick one. And with games going up in price and subscription services going up like crazy, because
Yeah.
on principle alone, I'm not,
Doritos going up
I'm
like
not,
crazy.
oh, I'm not buying that PlayStation Plus, the high tier one. I'm not, just on principle, because I don't play it at all. I could say I don't even get my money's worth paying
Yeah, I let mine
$130.
lapse. I didn't even realize it lapsed because I switched credit cards. I was like, whoopsies.
They send an email, but I would never. I don't let them keep my credit card on file anyway, just for security reasons. They go breached once, it won't happen again. Well, it didn't get me the first time anyway, but
Mm-hmm.
I would never let them keep my credit card. But with all that, it's competing for dollars, and I think that you got a lot of other companies coming for them with the various handhelds coming out, like the little PC handhelds. That's going to bite into the market. So I think we seeing a demographics change. And here's what nobody's thinking of, and I think you guys thought about this. And we're going to segue into this because I think this is a good topic. We didn't talk about it. I didn't have it listed as a topic, but Apple is going to put what, Resident Evil on the new iPad. I mean, iPhone 15. Y'all saw that, right?
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I saw that.
that's
Now,
horrible.
Like, why?
and it's gonna have ray tracing and this, that, and the other. But you're saying it's horrible. It may look horrible, but you have 80 million iPhones or 100 million iPhones in the wild, and you putting that out there, and that's coming under Apple Games, because you know Apple's not going to let them just put the game out without being in their service.
Yeah.
So think about how that's going to start impacting. Which a lot of these people think thought it was Microsoft saying they're against Sony. Microsoft is technically wasn't even thinking about Sony. They're thinking about Google, like he said, Google and Apple. 10 cent. Those, and the people think they're competing with PlayStation and Nintendo. The funny thing is, and we talked about this, OG. I'll tell you about the marketing. We're going to move to this last topic. Is Nintendo selling all those Switches, right?
Yeah.
And they're selling Game Banger, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And we can admit that they're selling Game Bangers, right? Like Game Bangers, right?
Like, yeah.
How come the stock hasn't moved up like it like re- uh how come the stock hasn't moved up
No, it ain't
at
moved.
the same?
It hadn't
It's
moved. It's
exactly
still 10. It's still $10.
10 something a share, right? And I own their stock too because I bought it at 10. I'm like, okay, I'm not worried about it going up until the Switch 2. But as well as it's selling, the stock is not selling or it's not going up as a function of how many units it's selling, which is
Super
goes back
stagnant.
which goes back to the other topic I wanted to bring up because everyone's saying this, that, and the other, and it goes back to what people need to understand. Microsoft is not trying to go against Sony. And Sony knows this too. Sony is, and then I saw the people were saying, well, it just still shows you the ignorance of people that don't understand stocks, that don't understand the market, that don't understand anything about anything but just gaming. And they're limited in scope. But everyone was laughing and saying, well, to some degree, they were right about. You guys know that Final Fantasy 16 didn't do well, and they blamed it on Stone. What's it? Square Enix stock losing $2 billion worth of market cap, and they said, well, if they would have put it multi-plat, yeah, that's a sign that if they would have did better, and that the stock and that Wall Street or the Nikkei, the Japanese stock market, they're not impressed with the numbers. Wall Street's never going to be impressed with the number, but by the mere fact that it didn't do well, $2 billion worth of market cap was taken off, and they're like, "See, it's their downfall." And I'm like, that just shows me a little bit of, yeah, that just shows you they were not pleased. Doesn't mean the downfall. Sony stock dropped $20 billion when Microsoft announced they were buying Activision Blizzard, right? Last week, Apple lost, 2 weeks ago, Apple lost 200 billion in market cap because the Chinese government said that they're not allowed to, the government will not be allowed to have iPhones. Government employees, something
Dang,
to that
Oh,
effect.
I read about that.
You get my point?
that's a
Yeah, and
So,
I
big
know
hit to their
why.
pocket.
I know why. And they reversed it. It was that's
but
a segue.
but my whole point is that do not always look at market capitalization as doom and gloom, as people would want you to think. And yeah, it had something to do with that, but as I posted somewhere else in social media, to me, it's a buying opportunity when stocks of a company like that goes down. It's a buying opportunity to say, hey, let me get something while it's low, buy low, sell high.
Hmm.
Buy
But
low, sell high.
so, the whole world was talking about that. I mean, when I say the world, I mean gaming. We're talking about, oh, look at it, making fun of it. Yeah, it was Wall Street saying, I am displeased with the route you're going. You better do something different. And that's why they're going to make deals. And you're seeing what they're doing different now. Makes sense? Anybody have thoughts on that about Square Enix losing the $2 billion?
I was also about to add it doesn't help the fact that their previous releases, Forspoken didn't do well, Babylon's Fall didn't do well.
And they also have lofty expectations too. I think they go to Wall Street and say, we're going to do well with this, that, and the other. And then when I say Wall Street, I mean the Nikkei and Wall Street. But that's a good point. OG, what are your thoughts?
I was just thinking that this the company that Sony fans just cherish so well, but their games don't do well anymore. I
Because they don't resonate. They don't resonate. And all these younger people, they like,
The new generation.
yeah, the new generation like them little games. They're more focused on cell phone games or free to play
Hmm.
skins.
Yeah, because they're more accessible.
it's changing. I mean, things is changing right before their very eyes. I always said that
Because I mean, if you don't, that's also why they need to have demos out. Because I mean, you got the free to play games. You ain't gotta pay nothing to play those. If you don't like it, you just delete it. But these games, you got to buy to even try them. Like, who's gonna risk their money? A young person, you know. I know young people who get limited cash flow go, or any person with limited cash flow gonna just risk a game and it be bad. How many times you gonna do that before you stop buying games?
It doesn't have to be limited cash flow. Just have somebody be a wise consumer. I'm not
That
wasting my money.
as well.
I actually think Game Pass will help them
It
out
would.
even more.
It would.
Mm,
It would.
I do
it
wonder,
would.
like, this new president. I know that they recently like changed their like president. Like the first thing he announced was the MMO Final Fantasy 14 is coming to Xbox soon.
I don't know how well it's going to do because it's an old game,
Yeah.
and I
Mm-hmm.
played it.
Well,
I
we'll
played them.
see. Yeah. There's a
I mean, it'll
future.
do okay. It'll do okay.
Yeah.
It's
I don't.
niche.
Yeah, it's very niche, but it's a number one game on PC. It's a not number one game. It's a very popular game on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of people enjoy it.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts, Jazz? You have any thoughts? Serge, any more additional thoughts on that?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Square Enix need to step their game up and diversify and make something interesting in there.
I
That was
posted. I said
Oh.
somewhere that it's. I don't blame Sony. I blame Square Enix for accepting a bad deal because if I was Square Enix, I would have told Sony, if you want this exclusive, this is how many we think we're going to sell with PC, Xbox, and PlayStation and Nintendo. And if we make it exclusive to your console and it doesn't hit the delta, hit what we think, you are responsible for paying us the delta.
mm,
Why would I let you give me something of a small amount of money when I'm going to a smaller base? And what I mean by smaller base is not the fact that Sony has a smaller base,
it's
but the
like
base that all of them combined is bigger than one.
than just one. You shopping at all the markets instead of just one. Mm-mm. It's always better when you can put your stuff everywhere. Better for the developers, that is. Oop,
That's what I think.
and I
Couldn't
agree.
agree more. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All I say is well, let's see what the new CEO does in the future.
Well, also let let my whole thought is hoping by the end of this month we find something about this Activision deal getting either. I hope it gets approved because then I think Microsoft will put Game Pass will be even better because not only just Activision Blizzard games, but the mobile side. If you subscribe to Game Pass, then we can let you do the mobile games too. Or we can come out of with a family plan for $30 a month, three people plan, and we give you the mobile King, was it King games too?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be nice
And
too.
Candy
The
Crush
King
Games.
games too.
Yeah.
yeah, see, they can
It
do
just
something
sweeten
like
the pot even more.
exactly. So, and then they can go after. I think if this once this deal gets done, if it gets done, which I still doubt, they're going. You'll see them aggressively going after other companies. Now, people, y'all don't remember this, and this is people go back and listen to one of our first podcasts, when we were talking about mergers and acquisitions, and I was one of the only few that said, "Remember that company that bought was making all those acquisitions, and everybody was saying, oh, they're so big." You remember
Embracer
that?
Group.
Embracer Group? And I was the only one to say people do not realize what debt is. I said they do not, and I posted this. Look at their capital, their market cap, and their debt. How much money they owe people. Because you can keep buying people, but if you don't have the cash to pay for it, you gonna owe if those games don't make money. Which brings me back to a point that what somebody said on the social media was like, well, Apple and PlayStation should merge, and then it'll be a force to be reckoned with. I was like, it'll never happen, and it wouldn't be a merger. Apple could buy them with the blink of an eye, which they won't.
They
But
won't.
and the government wouldn't allow it anyway. You think that the FTC had a problem with that? Every
Funny.
regulator in the world would say it's not going anywhere, and Apple knows it. Again, it goes back to people who don't understand. They only look at things through their little colorful lens and saying, "Hey, I only know gaming. I don't understand regulations. I don't understand how mergers and acquisitions happen. Not going to happen."
Sony is just one of those homegrown Japanese companies. It's not going to be. They're not going to let American call a shot on it over Sony like that.
Well, so Sony ain't gonna. It's just.
Just run it how they want. Take it or leave it.
Mm,
Bye.
Just don't believe it.
mm-mm. But ladies and gentlemen, those are our topics for tonight. Anybody else have any other topics y'all want to hit on real quick?
Mm,
Oh,
You said Call of Duty. What about Call of
you
Duty?
posted a lot of stuff, Serge.
Sarah chat
yeah, the Call of
room.
Duty chat thing. Forgot all about that.
What the Call of Duty? I missed it.
I
Oh,
put
they
the
doing
article
AI
up.
powered hate speech detection in the next Call of Duty. So you just,
Oh, okay. That's
like if
going to
you,
be interesting to say the least.
yeah,
Very
like
much
how
Yeah,
they go
so.
put them
this
together,
Clubhouse
they go
system
band them
thing.
all together. Like what's this here?
How you gonna do that?
Well, I can understand them doing it because of AI and voice detection and detecting what a person says. I can see that from a perspective that you have a lot of, I don't know, we all have to admit, when you are in a Call of Duty game or
Oh my
any of these
goodness.
games, you see some of the most hateful, nasty talking people
Hmm.
that you ever wanted to experience in your life. And I'm like, really? You talk like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
I would hate to see you talk to your kids,
Yep.
but
You turn you turn the voice channel, and the first thing you hear is a slur.
hmm
Like,
Hmm.
Like, how you doing?
And then it's just chatter, and then it's like, oh yeah, blah, 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 and then they just keep going. Everybody, it's a contest who could say the most raunchiest
like
The
thing.
most outrageous for why?
well, we'll see how that's going to turn out, but I think it's going to
They
be a
affect-
nightmare because even with voice detection, with AI, everything is not perfect, and a lot of words sound the same. I think
Yep.
it, it's going
oh,
to have.
especially in the English language.
It's so. What if I? Because I remember back in the day, I called some girl, female, a witch that
Huh.
flies a broom.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, I was young, very
He
young.
was crazy.
But I was silly, and I called
What
some.
He
happened?
was
What
a,
what
he
you
was a
do on that? You
rambunctious youngster.
and see, then women, you could. That was one of the worst things to call them on. Is the B word, right? But
Hmm.
she thought I said B word. I was like, witch.
Oh
Oh
no.
no, oh yeah. So think
Hmm.
about think
Like, I
about
don't
that
believe
word
you.
when you say witch and AI detection think you say something else.
Like, what did you say?
And
Or slang terms, because y'all ever hear the story how someone said, "Oh, I'm gonna blow the bathroom up," and they actually thought it was a bomb threat.
Oh yes,
Like, what
yes,
about
yes,
stuff like
yes.
that?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like, nah, I just got a massive deuce. That's all.
Hmm
yes.
You hit the nail on the head, but I hopefully no, but they're going to be mistakes. So I think they're going to have to give you a warning.
Please, something. Because if you just out here banning people, are you banning their mics? You banning them totally? What are you banning to? Like, what are the parameters? But using
I think
AI, like you said, AI is not. There's gonna be a lot of hiccups starting
I
off.
think it'd be easier to say ban their mics or somehow cut their voice off, and so
Oh
they won't be
yeah.
able to communicate. But then that would have to go to, I don't know. They could probably cut the channel off, but it still
Mm-hmm.
go through PlayStation. But it's still with a PlayStation or Xbox. They still cut the channel off.
Cause
But
didn't
it's
they
going to
do
be
that back in the day? Like, weren't they able to just like suspend your voice chat capabilities?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought
That's
they
what they
did
used to
that.
do
Yeah.
on Xbox. That's what they did.
okay. We'll see how that's. Let's see. I'm going to predict not if it's not the end of next week, the week after, we'll hear something. And I hope I'm wrong about this merger and acquisition. I really hope I'm wrong. But let's get our outro zone, people. Where can you find you? Let's start with Mega. Where can we find you?
Well, you'll find me every Thursday right here on the Gamers DMC podcast at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And I'm just speed me.
Okay. Surge.
You can find me here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. You can find me on Facebook at Sir Rich Gaming. You can find me on X at Sir underscore Rich. You
You're
can find me
calling
on
it Twitter,
YouTube.
Elon Musk.
Hey, X. That's
Look, he
the,
ain't bought that domain yet. That's his fault.
hey, right? YouTube under Sir Rich as well as Instagram. I need to get back on my Instagram. I need to get back on everything. So what is my Twitch? Sir Rich, Sir Rich, Sir Rich. Ha ha.
All right, OG.
You can find me here every Thursday with the crew. You can also catch me on Twitter, OG You can also come to our Facebook group, All Things Geeky. Still love it there. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, and Jazimoto.
You can find me here every Thursday with everybody else, 7 Central Standard Time. Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, X, the artist formerly known as Twitter, and YouTube, all Jazimoto.
Okay. You can find me here every Thursday with the rest of the crew and on Xbox and PlayStation when I'm on. I'll probably stream through Xbox, through
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, either Diablo 4 or most definitely Starfield tomorrow. Let y'all see my ships taking off and shooting people and killing them. I don't want to say
Find that
kill.
lady on fire.
Good
Yeah, find
times.
that. I'm gonna redo the scene, start over, and then burn the bodies. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna burn the bodies double.
We're like,
That's
look, people on fire. It's
yes,
true.
burn the bodies. But anyways,
Burn.
everyone, thank you for joining. Thank you for listening, like and subscribe. And on that note, we're gonna let Mr. Surge take us out of here.
All right. Holla, holla, holla. Holla,
Holla.
everybody. Holla. Holla, holla.
Holla,
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 holla. Holla,
holla,
holla.
holla, holla,
Holla,
holla,
holla,
holla,
holla. Holla,
holla, holla,
holla,
holla,
holla.
holla,
Have a
holla,
good
holla, holla,
night and
Everybody.
holla.
Holla, 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 holla